right, we'll go for it.
Good morning, everyone. How's your days going so far? So Jen had started our week. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Jen started our week yesterday with managing stress during the holidays. So today we'll be talking about healthy coping skills during the holidays, and it kind of goes hand in hand. Stress and healthy coping skills. But tomorrow we will have the substance abuse during the holidays, so definitely be there for that. And let's get this started. So let's start with Holiday Feud. I wanted to get started with a game before we even started. Right out the gate, because I know we're a little tired, waking up today, it's Wednesday. So let's get the game started.
Nobody's tired. We're excited, right, everyone?
Absolutely. So I know we've all had some long weekends, and everybody's getting ready for the holidays, and that's why we're having this slideshow presentation on stress and how to cope with it. And absolutely. So let me go ahead and go to the PowerPoint right here. So I will need about 2 teams with 5 people on each team. Jen is going to be helping me with that. So if you guys can type in the chat, or definitely unmute yourselves, and if you want to be a part of it, you can raise your hand. You can type in the chat, and we'll pick 5 people and have 2 teams to play Family Feud, Holiday Family Feud. So if you guys can type in the chat, Jim will let me know who wants to play.
Yeah, how about this? How about please raise your virtual hand, so then that way we can do that. We need at least 4 people per team, but preferably 5. And we want you to raise your virtual hand. So there's some holiday questions that Will's going to do, and we're actually going to play Family Feud. So there is a prize for the winning team. So, all right, we have our Sally. Let me write these names down. All right, who else do we have that's going to play Holiday Family Feud? All right, Alexiana. Okay, thanks, Alexandra.
How do you play?
So, Will, do you want to explain, or you want me to?
You can go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, so it's just like Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
Okay, I want to play.
Okay, cool. So with Family Feud, we'll be doing it virtually though. And so for the Family Feud, you'll be on separate teams. And then we'll have an order of for your teams. And so in your teams, there will be like the first player, second player, third player, and so forth. And then you'll have an opportunity to essentially go head to head with the first question. And then whomever of those 2 people gets the response that has the highest number, you can say pass or play. So if you decide to play and you want your team to play, you'll have an opportunity to keep answering until you get all of them correct, or you get 3 strikes. If you get 3 strikes, then the other team will have an opportunity to discuss for about 30 seconds, and then they'll be able to give an answer. If they get any of the answers on the board, then they will get all the points that have been accumulated thus far. If they don't, then your team, which would have been the team that was playing, you will be able to get the points that were answered. And then we will go over the other questions that or other responses that were there. So anyways, that's a long response. But okay, so I have Araceli, I have Alexiana, I have Paul, and then Michelle, you said you want to play as well?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Can we get 4 more people who want to play Family Feud? All right, Louise, awesome. And Wendy, Fantastic. And can we get 2 more people? So the goal would be to have at least a total of 8 people playing.
Absolutely. And then we're going to do it a little differently, only because if I did do the most with the game, it would have been super complicated. So we're going to have 2 rounds. Well, just 1 round for each team. So it's going to
Okay.
be super simplified, and whoever gets the most points off of each of those questions on those rounds wins. And definitely these are questions that were asked of other people. So I tried to make it super authentic as much as I could.
Awesome. Okay, so I say, as opposed to waiting for folks to sign up, because we do have a lot of amazing people in the Zoom room, what we'll do is get going with the folks we have. So we have a total of 6 players for 2 teams. So team 1 is going to be Araceli, Paul, and Louise. And team 2 will be Alexiana, Michelle, and Wendy.
Nice. So Araceli, that's going to be team A. And then we're going to have team A or team 1. So we have team 1 and team 2. So it can be broken down like that, definitely. That's amazing. Sounds good. Is everybody ready to start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Let me set this up.
I don't see anybody.
Okay, let's play Family Feud.
Oh, Will, I think you need to do a new share.
A new share?
Yeah, so we can see your slides.
Gotcha. Let me see here. New share. Gotcha. Okay.
So Louise and Araceli are on which team with who?
With Paul.
Unknown user. Conference call. Unknown. Conference call.
Okay.
Period.
From the beginning. Can everybody see?
Yes.
I got you. So we're gonna try to do it really authentic. So I'm gonna let the music play out. Nice. Okay. So let's start the game. So we have team 1 and we have team 2. So team 1 will be was the first 3, Alexia and who else, Jen?
Team 1 is Araceli, Paul, and Louise.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And then team 2?
It is Alexiana, Michelle, and Wendy.
Perfect. Let's get started, you guys. So let's start round 1. Round 1, we'll go to team 1. So starting with round 1. Okay, so we have 7 answers to this question. And the question is going to be, what are the biggest stressors during the holidays? So I will open it up to Jen. Jen is going to be guiding me through this since I cannot see answers. But team 1, it's on you.
Yeah, so we'll start with Araceli. So we'll just go in order. Araceli, Paul, then Louise.
So lack of money for gifts.
Money for gifts. Absolutely. Oops. Sorry, wrong one. I gave you guys the answer on accident.
I'll say cooking for the next one.
Time
Okay.
management.
So finances is no, is going to be 3 points. So what we're going to do, since I messed up, sorry. What we're going to do is I'm going to give team 2 20 points as well at the end. Sounds
Okay,
good?
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, you're up.
Cheating.
Say it again.
I just want to say I had nothing to do with this game. Paul, you're up.
I'm gonna say family gathering.
Family gathering. Gotcha. Okay, so family gathering. There we go. Absolutely. Family gathering. Fine.
Unknown user.
All right, Louise.
Time.
Did you say time?
Time.
Time management, making time.
Time management. All right. There goes the first X. Now, mind you, this was this was a survey I did with other people. So everybody has different, and that's a good one. And I'm surprised nobody said that. But yeah, everybody has their own coping skills. Their own stressors during the holidays. So definitely, if you get the X, I know it sounds aggressive, but this is this is just a little game that we made up, and we're just going by the majority rule, definitely.
All right, next we have Arceli.
I would say dietary concerns.
Dietary concerns. Absolutely, I hear that. Maintaining diet. Absolutely. That's
All right, it's back to Paul.
I'm gonna say travel.
travel. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Absolutely.
Louise?
Unresolved conflicts.
Yeah.
Unresolved
that?
conflict.
Put the volume all the way down so I lose.
Oh, I'm gonna have to give another one.
Oh,
Okay, I quit.
all right, that goes to Arceli.
I would say like a feeling of sadness, like loneliness or loss.
Okay. Absolutely. We have lonely. We have one more.
All right, Paul, it's back to you.
I'm gonna say buying gifts.
Yay.
Absolutely. Perfect. I mean, perfect score on accident, but it's a perfect score. Nice, nice. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so that seems like a good score right there. Absolutely. So we have buying gifts, we have traveling, cooking, family, finances, loneliness, and maintaining diet. Mind you, there are so many more. But these are just ones that people felt were the main source of the problem. Definitely that I asked. So let's do that. So we're going to give that to team one with a score of 101 points. Nice, nice. Okay, so let's go to the next round.
All right, so for round two, we have Alexiana, Michelle, and Wendy.
Absolutely. Okay, nice. So the question will be, in what ways can you cope with stress?
So Alexiana, you're up first.
Okay, good morning. I would say meditation.
Meditation. Let's see. Absolutely. Meditation. That's a great way to deal with stress. That's actually my favorite way to deal with stress, definitely.
All right, next we have Michelle.
Music.
Music. Whew. I have to give the X, Michelle. I'm sorry.
I don't want to play no more.
All right, Wendy, you're up. Oh, you're muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Enjoying Christmas lights.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to give you another X for that one.
Oh,
Ooh.
dang it.
All right. Well, can you say the question again, and then it's back up to Alexiana?
Absolutely. So the question will be, in what ways can you cope with stress?
I'm gonna say journaling.
Journaling. I think I'm gonna have to give one last X.
No
Wait,
way.
is it relevant to the holidays or just overall? Like what?
So this this one is going to be overall. So this one with the question, it would be, in what ways can you cope with
Exercise! Exercise!
Who were you serving?
all right, hey, so I'm gonna give you that one.
Exercise!
I'm gonna give you that one because maybe the question was misunderstood a little bit.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
All right, got you.
Ah!
Yes!
Ah!
So we got that. So this is going to be one round just to cope with stress in general. And if there's another X, I gotta call it.
All right. So that was Michelle. So Wendy.
Prayer. Patient! No, take that back. That's not
Too late,
Patience.
Michelle. Too late. Wendy's answer is prayer.
Prayer. I'm gonna have to give another X on that one.
No.
Meditation.
We gotta rethink your friends.
So let's go over them and see what we missed. So number one is going to be deep breathing. Deep breathing is number one. That's what everybody mentioned, that they felt like that was the biggest stress reliever and the best way to cope with it. A lot of times we do, it's a breathing technique where you breathe in for 3 seconds and then you breathe out and exhale for 3 seconds. And that is very common in coping skills in general, definitely. Number 20, it is not there, but number 20 was going to be rest. Number 4, relaxation. That plays a big part in our coping skills. Definitely, we need to relax. If we don't relax mentally, physically, it'll put us in a situation where we can't get comfortable. That's stressful. Number 5, expressing our feelings. Definitely a big part of our coping skills. We want to express our feelings because when we express our feelings, we feel like we have somebody to confide in, and they might give us some information that can help us with whatever we're stressing about. Then we have number 7. We have sleep. So sleep is the last one. Sleep is thrown around lightly when it comes to coping skills because you can always have too much or too little of anything. So sleep, people can say that they would like to sleep. That's their stress reliever, but are you oversleeping or are you undersleeping? So those are the things that we want to look at. Those are the things that we want to look at when we're dealing with coping skills. And there's plenty more. Like I said, this was just a test that I gave to about 6 people, you know, so all answers were good answers. I do think I messed up a little bit because I opened all of these and it's probably going to round up the points like that. But
Unknown user.
so we have, which ones do we have? We had meditation, right?
We had all of them, I think.
Meditation, rest, and exercise. So that would be 52 points.
So 52 points.
Eating the refrigerator.
It says 81 at the top.
Oh, it says 81 because I opened all of them on that, you know.
All right, you can give them 81 points. We
81.
still know who won.
I'll give it 81. I mean, team 1 still got it. Okay. Team 1 wins. There it is.
It's not a fair fight.
They were given the answers. Of course they're gonna win.
Just one, just one.
That extra 20 points they got.
Team 2, I did my best to lose for you. I had 2 strikes.
They had a ringer on our team. They had a bull on our
Okay.
team.
All right, you guys. So that was our holiday family feud. Did you guys enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
Even if you lost?
That was fun.
You.
That was
So,
cool. Actually felt like I was on live TV.
so what we're gonna do, because we were gonna give the winning team $5 gift cards, but we'll give all 6 of you $5 gift cards.
Absolutely.
And
Thank
so
you.
we were gonna do between Starbucks and Yogurtland. So maybe if you can just type in the chat if you have a preference, or if you want it somewhere else, that's fine too. Okay, back to you, Will.
Absolutely. So, oh, there you go. Sorry. Okay, so holiday stressors. So holiday stressors, I'm pretty sure we all understand what they are. They're things that stress us out during the holidays. And we know that there is a lot of things that can stress you out well, during the holidays. Jen went over a lot of them yesterday. A lot of them. So that's why I said stressors and coping skills go hand in hand, because when you have stress, you turn to coping skills. So let's look at let's look at these pictures right here. So right here, we see so many things that constitute for someone being stressed, even during the holidays. So what can we see? You guys are welcome to type in the chat. You're welcome to raise your hand with the emojis, and you can pinpoint what you see in one of these pictures, but let's do one picture per person. And Jen will let me know what you guys are saying in the chat, of course.
So I see stress.
Absolutely, we do have stress. We do have stress.
There's
My
also failure because she didn't make her food.
Absolutely.
Failure, worry,
Disappointment.
Worrying. Absolutely.
disappointment,
Headache.
Disappointment.
headache, agitated,
Sad.
Absolutely.
Already said sad.
sad,
Tired.
tired, overwhelmed.
Devastated.
It's good she's not angry because she's got a spoon in her hand.
Frustrated,
Absolutely.
anxious, overwhelmed. The hug, love and support,
Oh yeah,
love.
Absolutely. Yes. So these are all pictures of holiday stress. And I kind of wanted to go over a couple of them, definitely with you guys, because a lot of people have certain stress related issues, that we will never see. We will never understand until we talk to them or acknowledge them. One of my favorite pictures on this slide is to our far left, where Santa is laid out on the floor with Christmas gifts around him. That's one of my favorite pictures. But at the top, we have, as we said, cooking. She can be thinking about how much food I need to make, or if I have the funds to make the food, or maybe some uninvited guests, because I think we all can say that we have those family members or friends that weren't invited to anything and they come anyway, and they're ready to take all the food to go home. So we have that. We have 2 parents stressing at the top. We have gifts, somebody holding a lot of gifts, and I like to pinpoint small things. So I didn't pinpoint the gifts. I wanted to pinpoint the fact that she is walking outside while it's snowing with no car holding gifts. That's what I see. That is stressful to me looking at that picture. We have a man that's stressed on the top right corner. We have a man with lights around him. He's trying to set up a tree, or even it looks like he didn't even get started. It looks like he tried to grab the Christmas lights out the box and they were tangled up. Definitely the bottom picture, what I had took from that is a lady that's holding either her mother or her grandmother. And I can understand this definitely because my grandmother is up in age and she has a couple of problems. So it might be the fact that we're understanding that maybe our grandparents or our parents might not be with us too much longer, or maybe you're trying to just enjoy the time with, so we want to, so that might be a stressor, so we want to do everything we can to make sure that we study great coping skills and healthy coping skills so that we can be mentally healthy. Then we also have a little girl holding her ears. And as soon as I think about this, I think about somebody arguing with a confrontation. They're getting upset, they're getting mad, they're getting angry. And so one thing that I definitely wanted to focus on was our children being stressed as well. That's definitely a huge thing when it comes to the stressors during the holidays or just in general. And there's another kid below her doing the same exact thing. And I think we all know that's how kids try to drown out something when they hold their ears together and close their eyes really, 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 really tight.
Can I jump in? Because there have been some things put in the chat.
Absolutely.
Just in reference to the pictures.
Oh,
So we have for the Santa laying on the ground
Mhm.
that Santa Dad may be drunk.
Absolutely.
We also have a comment here that says, interesting. Regardless of the emotion conveyed, most of the people depicted are wearing Christmas-inspired attire.
Absolutely.
We also have a couple other comments that say Santa at the bottom corner may need updated lens prescriptions because he can't read the lists.
Mhm.
And another comment says the people holding their ears may have autism spectrum like sensory challenges. Very
Absolutely.
true. That could be very frustrating. And remember, people with smiles on their face during this time could be hiding their pain.
Mhm.
We also have overstimulation of so much of everything in such a short amount of time. Family and friends time, food, purchases, lights, music. And then Paul said, absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those are all great examples that you guys gave. And definitely, Jen, thank you for adding that. Just because somebody doesn't have a frown on their face does not mean that they're not stressed. And we will also look over some ways to understand if somebody has a lot of stress and they need help coping in the next couple slides, especially pertaining to children. So let's go to the next slide. Thank you guys for your input. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So let me ask the audience, the participants in the meeting, what are some of your holiday stressors? I know that Jen went over a lot of them yesterday, definitely. But let's kind of rewind a little bit and let's go over that again. Definitely, again, if you have any answers that you would like to speak about, definitely type them in the chat. Or you can definitely say them as well. So Jen, would you be able to help me with that as well?
Sure.
Thank you, thank you.
So you can either, Edwina, feel free to talk.
I'll say, because I'm a bit of an introvert, so people in my space, that one kind of stresses me.
Absolutely, I understand that completely.
Other folks, some holiday stressors?
I would say making my kids happy. Just like, they're kids, so it's like always hard to make them happy,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. is super hard to make your kids happy at sometimes. They want everything and they don't understand that we have financial issues.
Yes, that
Or
part.
that we may have financial issues that we cannot support their habits in playing Nintendo Switches and PS5s and Xbox Ones. So I definitely understand that. Definitely. My son asks for everything and I feel so bad when he doesn't get it, and that's a stressor.
Yeah.
Office parties after COVID quarantine.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Grieving, I
COVID has
guess,
definitely
with
taken
family
its toll.
deaths in this month specifically.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
Inflation.
Inflation. Absolutely.
I'd say having a split family, having to travel to different locations to see different people, trying to manage your time with each group.
Nice.
So it's troubling enough, but it's a lot more stressful during the holidays. Just to
Abs-
have that separated family, and then, like I said, having to manage your time to see everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell you.
I agree with that one.
plan,
I have family out of town, and it's like when Christmas comes, you want to see them, and you can't. So I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
The threats of mass shooters.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. Anybody else? Okay. So yeah, definitely. Those are all great examples of
Picking the right gift.
getting the right gift. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. Definitely. These were all great examples. These are amazing examples, you know, and the list can go on and on and on and on. It would take everyone all day. If we talked about things that stressed us out, it would take us all day. Definitely. So those were some great input. Thank you guys for jumping in and you know, how COVID-19 has affected us during the holidays. So roughly 9.6 million US workers ages 16 to 64 lost their jobs based on averages of the first 3 quarters of 2019 and the first 3 quarters of 2020 due to COVID. So let's talk about one of our stressors that we talked about, financial stability. Being in a situation where you have the holidays up ahead, you know you want to cook food, you know you want to buy gifts, and not only do you buy gifts for your kids, you also buy gifts for family members and loved ones, and that can take a toll on you. Definitely, if you just lost your job. 9.6 million US workers. I'm pretty sure we can all understand, or we can all appreciate that somebody that has lost their job. I'm pretty sure we know somebody that has lost their job during COVID-19, that had to go through the mud to get back together. 2019, the first 3 quarters of 2019 and the first 3 quarters of 2020. So this is just 2019 and 2020. We haven't talked about how it affected us in 2021 and 2022. So I can guarantee you it is super overbearing. But 6.6 million people have died in the US due to COVID. So not only are we losing jobs, 9.6 million to be exact, in the first 2 years, but also 6.6 million people have died in the US due to COVID. I'm pretty sure we can all understand that family is a big part of the holidays. So to have someone that you grew up with, or to have somebody that raised you pass, and it might be your first holiday without them, I know it's a hard situation and it sucks, you know, definitely. And this can be a huge, huge stressor, definitely. So let's talk about state and local governments and impose social distancing measures in March and April 2020. to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus disease. So now we have a situation where they're implementing social distancing. People are getting scared. People don't want to be around family. People can't give the love and affection that they would love to give on these holidays, maybe a hug or maybe a kiss, because of COVID-19. We can't do that anymore. So now it's getting a little more hectic, but now we get to March 15th, 2020, the states begin to implement shutdowns in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So let's throw all of this together. We have people losing their jobs. We have people passing due to COVID-19. We have our social distancing measures. And now we also have shutdowns to the point where we couldn't even, and I know everybody remembers, to the point where we couldn't even step out the house after a certain time. So this right here, especially for the holidays, this is super big when it comes to stress. And it can mess you up mentally. It can drain you physically. Because when we're talking about shutdowns, it might be that you're scared to go outside. You might not be getting enough vitamin D from the sun, so you want to stay inside. It's so many aspects to why COVID-19 has affected us, not only during the holidays, but since the time it started. So, family coping skills. Let's talk about that. So the next slide will be a video on coping skills with family.
I'm Kelly Warner. The holiday season can be stressful in a typical year, but with the pandemic and social distancing, 2020 has been anything but typical, and it's brought a new kind of stress for families this holiday season. The COVID-19 health crisis has forced a lot of changes this year, and the holidays are no exception. The holidays this year will necessarily have to look quite a bit different for safety. And so that's causing a lot of emotions. It's causing emotions in all of us. Pediatrician Dr. Pilar Bradshaw says children, especially young ones, can't always verbalize how they're feeling. So look for signs that your child may be stressed, anxious, or worried, like noticeable changes in their mood or behavior, their interests, or their sleeping and eating habits. Things that are a change from their baseline of any kind can be a sign of stress. Dr. Bradshaw encourages families to stick to routines, including bedtimes and wake-up times. Getting regular exercise as a family can also relieve stress and boost your mood. Be mindful of what your family is eating, because what you put into your body can affect how you think and feel. Take time for self-care, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. Do something that is positive and mindful to recharge your emotional batteries. And get plenty of sleep. If that's a struggle, start by giving yourself more time in the evening to wind down and prepare for bed. It can be helpful to take a warm shower or drink a warm cup of tea or something, because that takes the blood circulation literally away from your brain and down towards other parts of your body. So that can help cool your thoughts off. Most importantly, acknowledge what you and your children are feeling and talk about it. And say, gosh, I'm feeling a little bit sad that we don't get to see Grandma and Grandpa this year, but why don't we give them a call, or why don't we FaceTime them right now and tell them that we love them? You know, try to call out your emotions. So you're teaching your kids that it's better to let your feelings out, process them, and move forward than it is to keep them locked up inside. If your family is struggling, talk with your pediatrician. Your healthcare providers are there to help. Learn more at eugenepeds.com/healthykids. I'm Kelly Warner.
Nice, nice. So the reason why I chose this video is because a lot of the time when we think about stress, we're thinking about ourselves. And a lot of the times we're not thinking about our kids. You know, we're so busy, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying we're so busy trying to cope with our stress and understand some coping skills that we can utilize to help with our stress. We have so many things going on. I heard travel, I heard gifts, I heard not having a loved one, splits in families. So it's so many things that are going on that contribute to our stress, that we might overlook somebody else that might be stressing as well. So let's talk about signs that your children are stressed. So there's 3, I only threw a couple on there, but mood and behavior. Your child might start acting a certain way. They might might be something that's unusual for them. They might handle certain situations differently. Their interest, they can shift their interest to something else that they're not normally used to doing or that they normally don't like. And we have sleeping and eating habits. Like I said before, there's oversleeping and there's undersleeping. So we have sleeping and eating habits. And when it comes to that, we want to make sure our children are getting the proper rest. We want to make sure that they're going to bed at a good time, because this is a big part of mental health, especially when it comes to children. So let's talk about coping skills in general. And these are just a few, because like I said before, we can go and talk about coping skills, you know, and things that stress us out all day. So we're just going to talk about a few coping skills that we can use. And everybody has their own coping skills. Don't get me wrong. You know, so everybody might have certain things that they like to do. I know for me, what's one that's not up here for me is I love playing basketball. That is one of my coping skills. It doesn't always have to be clinical. So let's start with the first one: practicing relaxation strategies such as deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness. So these are, these are specific, these are things that we can do on our day-to-day basis. Relaxation. Maybe just relax a little bit, get out, go to the beach, do something, do something that you can clear your mind, you know, and just relax and kind of get away from the stress a little bit. Then we have deep breathing. My favorite personally is the deep breathing, 3-second deep breathing. Deep breathing in 3 seconds, then breathing out 3 seconds. That helps me a lot personally. I do it all the time. I do it every morning. And I also meditate every morning when I wake up. Meditation is big for me because a lot of people think that when you meditate, you have to cross your legs and your chakras have to be entwined, you know, and that's not how I do it. How I meditate is I close my eyes and I clear my mind. That's it. That's my meditation. And it makes me feel good, you know, and everybody has other ways to meditate. But your coping skills is so that you can feel better, so that it could be a stress reliever. Let's talk about the next one, which is getting regular physical activity. This is a big one for me because I love getting physical activity. I feel like it's a stress reliever. It might be like playing basketball, like I like playing basketball, or it might be going on a hike and seeing nature and enjoying nature and going on a hike and seeing the greenery and being around some air. Some of us might live in the city. We might go hiking in a more remote area that's further, and the air might be cleaner. I don't know. But at the same time, you know, you definitely want to get your physical activity. You know, and when you get physical activity as well, sometimes you sweat. And a lot of times toxins take a toll on your body. So you want to get all those bad toxins out of your system. Distance yourself from the source of stress. Now, this one can be misconstrued, definitely, because when you distance yourself from the source of stress, it's not trying to deal with the stress. It's distancing yourself from the source of stress. So you want to maybe go take a break, something that's stressing you out, and you might be in a situation where you have to be around that stress. It's around you right now. But maybe distancing yourself. Maybe you're having a holiday party, or you're having a Christmas party or Thanksgiving party, and the stress is inside the house. Maybe go outside the house, you know, distance yourself from the stress. Maybe practice deep breathing, maybe meditating, maybe taking somebody else outside and talking to them about the problem, so that maybe they can be a stress reliever for you. Which leads us to our next one: communication. Ask others to help or assist you. A lot of times we do not want to be in a situation where we feel alone, because as we said in Family Feud, loneliness is one of the biggest reasons for stress. Not having somebody that was there with you a couple of years ago, or maybe last month. You need to have somebody to talk to, because somebody that you can talk to, you can confide in somebody, and they might be able to help you relax a little bit, cope with it a little better. some words that they might be trying to say that you can't let come out your mouth because you don't know how to let it come out your mouth. Stick to routines. It is definitely good to stick to routines. Having a routine that you do every day will help you be more organized. And I know not being organized, having things all over the place, losing things can be a big source of stress. We're looking for that snowman that was in the attic that we had last year for Christmas, and we don't know where it's at. So stick to routines is definitely amazing. And then focus on good nutrition, being healthy. Just because it is the holidays does not mean we have to go all in. Or just because the holidays are coming does not mean we have to go all in as well. And definitely it can also be hard because I'm not just talking about overeating. I'm talking about undereating as well. Maybe you're on a diet. Maybe you're trying not to break your diet. And I know we're ready for the yams, the greens, the sweet potatoes, the ham, the turkey, the dressing. I'm ready for all of it. And Thanksgiving already passed, and I'm still ready for Christmas. So we're focusing on good nutrition. We want to make sure that we still have a balanced diet. Make sure that we are healthy, because when we are healthy, we're eating good, we're feeling good, and we're doing better. Absolutely. So just like there are healthy coping skills, there are also unhealthy coping skills. I felt like this was a point that I definitely wanted to hit. So let's talk about unhealthy coping skills. Now, avoiding the issue, there was a difference. And this is why I wanted to bring this up. That's why I put this one as the first one, because avoiding the issue and detaching yourself from the stress is different. Avoiding the issue is you're not dealing with the issue. You don't want to deal with the issue. And that's not a good way to handle anything. You have to deal with your issue. And that's where the coping skills come into play. We also have sleeping too much, oversleeping. We don't want to oversleep. We don't want to stay in bed all day. We have to find another way to cope. Excessive drug or alcohol use. That is pretty explanatory to me. But yeah, absolutely. Excessive drug or alcohol use. Alcohol can tire you out. Drugs can tire you out. And we're not going to go too much into detail on that because we're just talking about coping skills, but we also have impulsive spending. A lot of the times we spend so much. We want to get somebody something. We want to get everybody something for the holidays, everybody something for Christmas. And we spend so much. And by the time Christmas is over, we're like, oh man, I wasn't even concerned about my bills that were due next month, or my bills that were due on the 1st because Christmas is right there. So, we didn't talk about that. We're not thinking about that when we're spending money on these gifts. So that's definitely an unhealthy coping skill. Again, over and under eating. The same thing I talked about before, over and under eating. We want to make sure that we stick to a healthy, balanced diet. We don't want to undereat because we're trying to maintain a figure, or we're trying to, we're trying to stick to our natural program, and we don't want to overeat, just because it is the holidays, definitely.
Well, can I add something too that was placed in the chat by Louise?
Absolutely.
I think it's an awesome response. So she said she finds what helps her relieve stress is to go to veterans thrift stores and buy bags of toys. She cleans them up and make them new again and give them out to military families. So I think she collected 1,500 toys and released them this year. And some of those things included like dolls, nice dolls. And let's see what else, nice dolls. And also American Girl beanie babies, most like you. And she said you would be surprised what people have but never use. So I stick to the man and rescuing those toys and cleaning them up and to redirect to families in need. So that's awesome that she does that, and that helps her. And then she also mentioned that there is also now a new way of meditation with virtual reality, Oculus visual resetting moods with binary beads also. So Thank you for sharing that. And then there's also other few in the chat as well. She says the toys that she's been giving out this week are for babies. Lamaze cubes, I guess that's how you say it, and clothes, books, tactical blankets. A new military family can hardly make ends meet for baby food, but if she can help them with premium toys, that helps take away some of the stress. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. That is amazing. That is definitely amazing. The fact that you find time out for that every single year to help somebody else. That is amazing. Help somebody in need. And definitely, I really appreciate that. Definitely. That is amazing. And, if you ever need help, you can always email me or yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll definitely put
I think I'm definitely, anyone interested, I'll put my email in the chat and I can tell you how I do it. And it's cheaper than therapy and you get a lot more joy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Definitely. So definitely put your information in the chat, and anyone who wants to help or anyone who needs help, definitely reach out. Definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. So let's review. We've talked about the effects COVID has had during the holidays. We know that COVID, we have lost family members or friends. We have had to social distance ourselves. We have been put on lockdown. So I know that is definitely hard to deal with, definitely in your family during the holidays. We have family coping skills as well. When it comes to family coping skills, we have to make sure that we look at everybody in our family and kind of understand what can be stressing us out as a family. We have signs that children are stressed. So be on the lookout, because your children might have a drastic change in behavior that you have to look out and kind of assess and see if they're stressed out. And just because it happens, I didn't stress this as much as I should. Just because they are they are changing a little bit, does not mean that they're stressed out. These are just certain signs, that could be the means of to why they are stressing out. But there are signs that we can definitely look out for and bring up. Maybe we can ask our children, hey, are you okay? You feeling okay? Do you need anything? Is there anything going on that you need help with? So kind of ease into it a little bit. Don't just, just be like, hey, you're stressed, you need to come with me now. Kind of ease into it a little bit, and make them feel comfortable, make them feel put them in a situation where they can talk to you comfortably. We have coping skills for you and your family, ways that you can cope with you or for you and your family during the holidays, and as a unit, as a family. And we also went over unhealthy coping skills, definitely. So, and then I also wanted to extend the opportunity to, maybe there might be some unhealthy coping skills that you all may have. I know that for me personally, during the holidays, I like to eat. And what I will do, and this is unhealthy for me, but what I will do is when Thanksgiving comes about, I will not eat all day, because as soon as that food is made for Thanksgiving, I am stuffing my face, eating everything in sight. And that is unhealthy. Definitely also because even when you go to sleep, you're not exercising when you sleep. Nutritionists have said that breakfast is supposed to be the biggest, lunch is supposed to be in the middle, and dinner is supposed to be small, because you're not exercising after dinner because you're going to sleep. So that's one of my unhealthy coping skills that I have. I don't eat for Thanksgiving all day, and then I will go in the kitchen and tear everything up in there. But does anybody else have some unhealthy coping skills, maybe, that they would like to say?
So this is Jen. I know I do. I'm just trying to process through what they are. I feel like, actually, I think when I'm stressed, I don't have like a go-to every single time when I'm stressed out.
Mhm.
But some of my go-tos, depending on the situation, could be like I just want something sugary. And so sometimes I'll overdo that. Or sometimes I will just be in my head about what happened and I just play it out over and over and over again. And so I feel like one of the things that I try and remind myself of, which wasn't an answer on Family Feud, is to pray.
Absolutely.
To pray, because that's something that calms me down and is definitely a healthy coping mechanism for me when I do so. I see over Erica put overspending. Paul put fast driving, loud music, not a good mix. Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
I love that. Louise said prayer is a reflex for me. That is so awesome. Michelle said, and forgive. And I know that Paul put a comment in the chat that said, how many people have loved ones who are incarcerated? That's a stressful situation.
Nice.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, Louise commented, oh, so true. For loved ones incarcerated, call prison to donate $20 to their cantina fund. It goes a long way. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. That's
We have
Oh yeah, definitely.
forgiveness is hard though. And yes, forgiveness can definitely be hard. I think one of the things that I'll share that I've learned over the years about forgiveness is that it's not about the other person, it's really about me, right? And so when you practice forgiveness, it's not about the other people, it's really about you, because oftentimes folks, when they do something that they need to be forgiven for, they may move forward and they're not having a second thought, or sometimes they have a second thought but they're still moving forward. And sometimes when we don't practice forgiveness, then and we're like, they need to be apologizing to us or whatever the case may be, it can cause us to develop resentment. It can cause us to be irritated or agitated when that person comes around, or, and this could be at work, in teams, this could be family or friends or other types of folks. So I would say, even though forgiveness can be hard, do it for yourself. Don't do it for the other person, because it's really about how can you move forward and how can you make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. And then I'm going to do one more thing, because I think we are a little pressed for time, but I did wanted to extend an opportunity to anyone that would like to share. Maybe they have some coping skills that are different. I know Jen went over a lot of coping skills yesterday, so I tried to switch it up a little bit, and maybe somebody has some coping skills that is just out of the normal. Out of the normal. No, a lot of people don't do it as much, but you found that it was a healthy coping skill for you, and it has helped you a lot. So if anybody would like to share, definitely by all means.
Alexiana?
Yes, I'd like to share. So one of my coping skills is accountability. So I think that like during these stressful times, we always try to point the finger or, feel like, woe is me, like everyone's down on me. What I try to do is like take accountability for my role in whatever's going on and how I'm reacting to what people are doing. And that actually kind of helps me get through things, because I'm like, okay, well, you're the only person who could really affect how you feel. So I kind of sit back and I'm like, okay, I'm mad, but no one's making me mad. I'm kind of choosing to be mad. I could choose to do something else with my time. So yeah, I just try to take accountability, and that's actually been helping me a lot.
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Paul?
one of the coping skills that I practice a lot is going to the beach when something overwhelms me, which seems to be quite often recently, is going to the beach and yelling it out. No one's around, late, starting to get dark, and just letting it out, yelling it out, getting it out of my system, letting the waves take it away, washing me clean, and starting fresh.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Definitely. That's one of my favorite places to go to de-stress, to meditate. I go to the beach. I went to high school near a beach, so that was my getaway. So I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand it. Thank you for sharing.
That's lucky you. The moon, the stars, all that, just,
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it looks like we have some comments in the chat. So Paul commented earlier, the most meaningful things in life are the most difficult to secure. In forgiveness, at our own time, we find a weight lifts from our spirit. Nice. Louise said, I am amazed by people who can forgive. So I may stay stuck in this toy store, sticking it to the man. Ha ha. We have Araceli that said, I just want to say, when you feel down, just always remember it can be worse. One day less from where you were, or less where you were from. We also have Louise that said, fact, every day is different. This too will pass. Wendy said, write things out and burn them. So that's a way that she practices healthy coping skills.
Nice.
Louise said, gratitude jar has rescued me a few times. When miracles happen, I note and fold and set in jar. Then, when I'm in crisis, I go to the jar for a gentle reminder. That's awesome, Louise. I actually started doing a gratitude jar this year. But I haven't gone back to them in crisis, though. I just said, on December 31st, I'm going to look at every day the gratitude that I gave for that day, just as a reminder of how awesome this year was, despite anything else. So that's awesome. Arceli says, I have that tattooed. This too shall pass. Alexiana says, cleaning your space is also another. For me, making sure my house is tidy, or I do some decorating or rearranging my furniture.
Nice.
Dina says, I left it behind and let it go. Florina says, I stress bake or write things down in my notes.
Absolutely.
Wendy says, I have a ring that says, I am enough. Yes, that is awesome. That is an amazing affirmation. And, we want to encourage all of you to know that you are enough. I think sometimes we get in our heads that we aren't because of something someone told us or a way someone made us feel, or even the pressure we put on ourselves. But it's important to know that even in this season, you are enough. Melissa said, spend time with my kids or call my sister. Michelle said, hugs and kisses of love. Shantanisha said, I love the gratitude jar idea. And Paul says, most recent coping tool, this meeting. I love that, Paul.
Absolutely. Amazing, you guys. Amazing.
The last thing we have from Louise says, go to the dollar store and buy plates. Smash them in the bin outside. It's great to get rid of bad feelings. Yes.
Absolutely.
You can create your own. What's the room? Somebody knows the room thing?
Room.
Yeah, you
Smash
can create
room.
your own smash room. Just buy a whole bunch of stuff that will make loud sounds when you break it. Edwina says, I love the beach idea. All right, those are our comments.
So I just wanted to thank you guys. Thank you and happy holidays. You guys were amazing. And I can tell you right now, you made this a lot easier. on me. Because sometimes if somebody doesn't answer, you just be in an awkward situation waiting like, okay. But you guys participated. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You know, and happy holidays. Absolutely. Spend time with your families, de-stress, relax, and don't let the holidays get to you. And now let's do our raffle. I think Jen is going to be in charge of that. Definitely. Right, Jen?
Yeah, I can get to the unmute button fast enough.
Look, you can make me feel awkward.
We need to let you have that moment just once. Okay, Louise said, let's do some more comments real quick. Louise said, smash plates at the beach, haha. And so to that, I said, woo, smashing plates at the beach. I can hear the disturbance calls because the police will be called. Then Louise said, but of course, clean up and recycle. And Araceli said, your biggest critic is yourself. I think the hardest to overcome. Be an encourager. The world needs more. Absolutely. And Alexiana said, thank you to our facilitators, Will.
Thank you.
And to you all for your great recommendations. Happy holidays. Thanks to everyone for, Paul says, thanks to everyone for sharing and giving us a feeling of support. Melissa says, thanks, folks. I was stressful at work and you guys makes my day. And Yesenia said, helping others always helps with stress. And then lastly, Louise said, thank you all for cheering my morning and for a great start of the day. So I am going to put the link for the raffle in the chat. Well, it's the sign-in link, but it'll also be a way to get you entered into the raffle. We're doing three $10 gift cards. So wherever you want, as long as they can do an e-gift card. And then all gift cards will be emailed tomorrow. So, you know, if you're someone who wins the raffle tomorrow as well, maybe you want to put all your stuff together. So then that way you have like a larger gift card amount or have some different ones. So if you haven't signed in, the link that I just put in the chat, please click on that. If you're unable to access it, just let me know and I'll type your name in real quick. But we want to get everyone in. And let me go ahead and copy the names. And let's give it up for Will. Let's show him some love in the chat. He joined BHS on the 22nd of November. And he's been crushing it ever since.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jen.
Oh, and then something else I want to mention. We have Florina on today, who is a new addition to our BHS team. Today is actually her first day with the organization. How cool is that? That she gets to join us. And what else? Erica's on here as well. And then the last thing I'll say is that tomorrow is our final workshop. And so we are going to focus on substance abuse during the holidays. And so we have a couple of activities, but the last activity that we'll play to just wrap up the series and have some fun, we're going to do Pictionary. So there will be prizes. And one of the reasons why, I'll just say this, that we do Pictionary, we're going to do Pictionaries because it's an activity that you all can use as a stress reliever, as a way to practice healthy coping, and even more so to practice mindfulness. Because when you're when you're able to be with people that you connect with really well and have a good relationship with and have some fun, you can be present and focus on that thing versus focusing on so many other things, right? So tomorrow is our last workshop at 10 a.m. This group should be a weekly deal. That would be really, really awesome because we definitely have a blast and love doing it. And congrats, Louise. Louise said 30 years sober since Thanksgiving. Let's give it up for Louise. That is awesome. Recovery is the best. So I'm going to share our Will of names. I'm gonna make us full screen. And then remember to just put in the chat what your gift card you want when you win. And then I'll let you call the names of the winners.
Nice. We have Jeanette Perez. Nice. Congratulations. Shantasia. Congratulations.
Shantasia, you won.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pronounced your name so wrong. Shantanisha.
Is Janet still on? Yes.
Listen. We're not even going. Look at the name. Don't worry, okay?
Okay. And here's our last gift card. We have more prizes tomorrow. Ooh.
Alexandra Cervantes. Congratulations.
It's rigged. She can't win 2 days in a row. It's rigged.
Look, I'm on a different laptop today too, so. All right. Awesome job, William. Thank you so much for everything you shared today. I think it was a great reminder as we're thinking about coping skills, as we're thinking about, just opportunities to really take care of ourselves during this time. Oh, Michelle said she doesn't want to play anymore. I know. I'm just saying Family Feud was probably rigged, like I said, I had nothing to do with that.
It was certain answers that I did. You know what I did? I did my own list for my own answers, and half of mine didn't even come up. So I feel for y'all right now.
It's okay. Well, don't try and clean it up. It's a little too late now.
I'm just saying.
But hey, we're out 10 minutes early today. Thank you all very much. And to everyone watching on Facebook Live, thank you all for joining us. Yes, if you register via Zoom, which all of you had to get the link, we do have your email address. If you want to put it in the chat, though, feel free to do that as well. We will get those gift cards out tomorrow following our workshop. And let's see you tomorrow. Let's have some fun with Pictionary, and let's talk about substance abuse during the holidays. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.